Welcome back to MDL Crochet. This week's stitch is the Alpine stitch, and as you can see, it is a very pretty stitch, and it's very thick and stiff. But enough of that, let's get to the stitch. And remember, if you can like and subscribe these videos, it'd be greatly appreciated. Alright, so as I said, this is the Alpine stitch. This stitch is worked in a multiples of 3 plus 2. I did a chain of 18 plus my 2, which equals 20. Now, to start with Tunisian, we have to work in the back bumps. You work from the second chain from your hook. There's the first one, there's the second one, and then you just turn over, and I pulled up some humps already so you could see where they're at. But you can see the bumps, there, so forth. So go ahead, put your needle in those and pull up some loops. Now I should have 20 when I get to the end. I'm gonna go ahead and pull these loops up and let's get to the end. Alright, so I'm pulling up my last stitch now, and we're going to do a quick count to make sure we're at 20. Started with 20, I should still have 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. I still have 20. So we're going to do a normal return pass. So yarn over, chain 1, yarn over, pull through 2, all the way down till the end. So you have one loop left on your hook. Alright, so pulling through the last loops now. This is our foundation row. Now with this stitch, we need to build off of this foundation row so we can actually start doing the stitch. So we're going to do 2 rows of Tunisian simple stitch. And if you don't know how to do Tunisian simple stitch, I'll put a card over here so you can learn how to do a Tunisian simple stitch. But all it is really just something simple. You just go to the front post, put your needle through, yarn over and pull up a stitch. And you're going to do that all the way down to the end till get to the end, and you're going to do a normal end closure. So go ahead and pull up your loops. Alright, we're pulling up the last loop now. Now for the end closure, if you just take your needle and drop it down to the row you just closed off, fold over, because you're trying to go through these last 2 chevrons. You know what? You want the last 2. So fold over and stick your needle through, and then you pull up a loop. And then you yarn over, chain 1, yarn over, and pull through 2 all the way down to the end. Set normal return pass. Alright, I'm finishing up the last stitch on this row. Well, guess what we're going to do now again? Another row Tunisian simple stitch. So go ahead and do that another row. Pull up those loops and get down to the end. And it's normal return pass. So we're here at the end. Go ahead and put your needle down to the row you just completed, and you're going to just literally just fold your work onto your needle, and it's going to go right where you need it to go. So go ahead and pull up a loop, chain 1, and pull through 2 all the way down to the end, so you only have 1 loop left on your hook. Alright, we're finishing up the last few loops of this step, of this row. Now, this is where it's going to change. See the row this is the row we just closed off, but this is the fully completed row. So what we're going to do is you're going to do a Tunisian double crochet into this hoop, not this one, but this one. When you do the double crochets, you're going down 2. And to do a Tunisian double crochet, you'll yarn over, go down 2, poke through, pull up a loop, yarn over, and then pull through 2. And the very next one, what you do is a Tunisian simple stitch. Yarn, and then a double crochet. So yarn over, drop down 2, pull a loop up, yarn over, and pull through 2. Tunisian simple stitch, yarn over, drop down 2, pull up a loop, pull up another loop, and pull through 2. Tunisian simple stitch, double crochet. So yarn over, drop down 2, pull up a loop, yarn over, and pull through 2. Tunisian simple stitch, and that's what it is. You're just alternating Tunisian simple stitch with a Tunisian double crochet. Go ahead and keep doing that down the line. So what's going to happen here is we started with the Tunisian double crochet. Because it's an even number, even though we have this one and this one, we're still stuck with an even number. So whatever one you start with, the opposite one is what you're going to end with. So we're going to end here with a Tunisian simple stitch. And now bring your needle down to the row you just closed off, fold your work, get into that end, and pull up a loop. And let's do a quick count. We're at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. This stitch, it's easy to get lost on your count because of those double crochets. Sometimes you just don't go through it all the way, so you end up with an extra stitch. So you got to make sure you go through those double crochets all the way. So let's go ahead and chain 1 and then pull through 2 all the way down to the end until you only have 1 loop left on your hook. Alright, pulling through the last loop now. Alright, so this is how it's going to work. And this is the second row of a 2-row repeat. We did the first row of the 2-row repeat. Now the second row, wherever you did a double crochet, you're not dropping down anymore on that part. Wherever you did a double crochet, you're just going to do a Tunisian simple stitch. And then where you did the simple stitch on the bottom row, that's where you're going to do your drop down 2 and do a double crochet. Here's a double crochet, so it's going to be a Tunisian simple stitch. there's a Tunisian simple stitch, so it's going to be a double Tunisian double crochet. There's a double crochet, so it's a simple stitch. And that's all we did. Is since the first row we started with a double crochet, the second row we're starting with a Tunisian simple stitch. So the double crochets are staggered, and the simple stitches are staggered. And that's what you're doing. So this row, this was a simple stitch here, so we're going to put a double crochet into it. That's double crochet, so a simple stitch. Double crochet, a simple stitch, so we put a double crochet into it. And that's the whole entire pattern. But if you stay off until the end, I'll show you how to close this pattern off, because it actually is a little different than a lot of the previous ones we have done. It requires a little extra step to be able to close it off. I'm going to try to put the pattern into the description. And I mean, it's just a 2-stitch, 2-row repeat. That is it. And if you do it correctly, so with whatever you start with, you should end with the opposite stitch. So we started here with the Tunisian simple stitch. We're going to end here with the Tunisian double crochet. And there we are. And now go ahead and fold your work down. Let's close off this row and then do a quick count. And fold over, poke through, pull up a loop, and let's do a quick count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. Chain 1 and pull through 2 all the way down to the end, and that's a normal return pass. So that's row 1 and row 2 of the 2-row repeating done. All right. So whatever stitch you did prior, because you can see that's a simple stitch right there, and you can see that's a double, you're doing the opposite above it. So here we're going to go into this stitch, we're dropping 2, and we're going to do a Tunisian double crochet. That's a double crochet, so we're going to do a Tunisian simple stitch above it. This is a simple stitch, so we're going to drop down 2 and do a double crochet. Tunisian simple stitch, and because that is a simple stitch, we're going to go right into it and do a Tunisian double crochet. A simple stitch, and we're dropping down, doing a Tunisian double crochet. There's a Tunisian simple stitch, and then a Tunisian double crochet, drop down 2, Tunisian simple stitch, Tunisian double crochet, so 1, 2, Tunisian simple stitch, Tunisian double crochet, drop down 2, yarn over, drop down 2, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, and pull through 2. That's a Tunisian double crochet. A simple stitch, a double crochet, Tunisian double crochet, drop down 2. Remember, on the Tunisian double crochets, you have to drop down 2 to get it. Otherwise, the pattern does not come out right. That was a simple stitch. Now we're going to do a Tunisian double crochet. And a Tunisian simple stitch. Alright, so go ahead and fold your needle down to the row you just closed. Fold your work onto you. Open that up a little bit. Fold your work onto your needle, and it's going to go right where it needs to be. and you pull up a loop. Now let's do another quick count, because like I said, this is one of those stitches where you can lose count real quick and easy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. Alright, so go ahead and chain 1 and pull through 2 all the way down to the end until you only have one hook left on your, or one loop left on your hook. Alright, I'm pulling through the last few loops. Now I'm going to go do some more off camera. I will be putting, I will be putting the pattern, the simple patterning into the description so you can understand it. But I'll be back in just a moment. Alright, so when you get to the length that you want, this is how you're going to do the bind off. We're going to do one row of Tunisian simple stitch. So you go ahead and do a row of Tunisian simple stitch all the way down if you don't get caught up and tangled in the yarn like I did. But go ahead and do it all the way down the line, pulling up a loop in every bar. Now go ahead and count. Doesn't ever hurt to count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. So you're going to do a normal return pass. So chain 1 and pull through 2 all the way down to the end. Alright, so we're at the end. Now we have our one row of Tunisian simple stitches right here. So to do the closure, you're just going to do a Tunisian simple stitch, slip stitch. So you pull up a loop and pull all the way through, keeping only one loop on your hook. So do the Tunisian simple stitch, slip stitch all the way down the line till you get to the end, and do your normal end closure and slip stitch that as well. And this is how you'll do the end. Just bring your needle down to the row you just closed off, poke a hole, bring up a loop, bring up another loop, chain 1 or chain 2, depends on how you feel. Go ahead and snip your yarn and just pull it through, tighten it down, and that, my friends, is the Alpine stitch. You can kind of see it looks like a forest in a way. I can see it. Let's check out the stretchability. Now, does it have much horizontal? No. How about much vertical? And no. It's a pretty stiffer fabric. I can see this in many projects. A really nice warm scarf, or a very nice warm cardigan, sweater, etc. But as always, guys, if you can give me a like and subscribe, it'd be greatly appreciated. And as always, keep stitching.